Hey folks, this is BestInSlot. Welcome back to our park build for Jurassic World Evolution 2. One that's a little bit different. Each of these exhibits is going to be themed around famous films, famous TV shows. We're going to take scenes and locations and events from those pieces of media, translate them to Evolution 2, and hopefully make our dinosaurs and other creatures fit into them. So for example, in the last video we built the beach from Jaws on their little tourist island. We've got loads of people, we've got some benches, we've got some lovely things, and somewhere in here we've also got a swimming man. He's having a lovely time, and somewhere in here is a shark. I don't know where the shark is, but you'll have to trust me that there's a shark in here somewhere. It'd be a bit rubbish if you always knew where the shark was. So there were a lot of fantastic suggestions in the last video. I really appreciate that. Alien was a very popular one. We'll definitely get to that in the future. But the most upvoted suggestion was to take our brand new Thanatosdrakon. That's our new azdarchid that was added with the most recent DLC. And I like the idea of using those Park Manager Collection Pack animals. So feel free to leave suggestions for Segisaurus and Microceratus, which are probably a little harder to use, it must be said. But the suggestion was to use Thanatosdrakon as a dragon. For example, Smaug. Smaug? Smaug. And Smaug lives on the Lonely Mountain, just by Lake Town. So that's kind of the idea with what we're going to build today. It's a bit of Lake Town, and the main thing, the Lonely Mountain itself. So let's do just that. I'm very excited. So I'm going to get rid of this mountain. This is a rubbish mountain. This is the the very social mountain, which is very inappropriate for what we're trying to do here. It's hard to get a sense of scale here. What we're going to do instead, we're going to get some water, because I'm northern, and a little baby slope, a little big slope. My water's been really weird lately. For some reason, when it's high radius, it just doesn't work. It's very strange. Anywho, do that. Let's just fill it in. Let's just make it moist. Lots and lots of water. It's actually edged by... I promise that wasn't on purpose. It's edged by mirkwood, so we can do a little bit of a forest to the side as well. That's a good way to frame the situation. I think if I just do loads of water, right, we kind of flatten it like this. Blah, 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 blah. This is how the pros flatten things, by the way. Flatten the world. Look at the speed! Power! The problem is, this backs onto a big old mountain, which is slightly annoying, but we'll fix it. It's fine. Look at that. It's a thing of You're not going to see that by the end, okay? And then we're going to kill the water at this side over here. Okay. So, what I was thinking is, we do have buildings that look vaguely Lake Town-esque, and that would be the hotels, these Jurassic Park style hotels, because Lake Town is a wooden town and it's built on stilts and it sits in the water, and then you sort of traverse lanes of water. It's kind of like Venice if Venice was made out of wood and besieged by a dragon. So only very slightly different than Venice. But my theory is we just kind of plonk some of these in like that. Plonk. Get plonked. I am very tempted to also use the river rapid ride, because then we could have boats moving around in the we'll kind of shuffle this off to the side because this doesn't really work aesthetically. We'll kind of hide this over here, but then we could have boats that kind of track along the sort of the gully ways, I guess. I don't know if that's the word I want to use, but it's a word I have used. Okay, you know what? I think that surprisingly looks okay. I think this could have looked very stupid, and I think it's okay. I'm not going to take it home to me and my mum. Well, she'd probably be happy that I brought someone home for once, but I've got some plans to make this hopefully look a little bit more atmospheric. So, of course, we're utilising lots of mods to make this nonsense happen. You can do this without lots of nonsense. There is a decoration, unless I've gone absolutely crazy. Now, it is 8 in the morning and I haven't slept, so the chances of me going absolutely crazy are quite high. However, I vaguely recall, If I just have a little scroll, as I am wont to do, it's here. There it is, right. So this is a mist item, and I think I'm just gonna drop some around here and see how we feel about it. That's gonna be a boon for the atmosphere. Looks a bit weird from up here, but when you're sort of moving through it in the boat, I think this could look really cool. So let's just cover. At the end of the day, it's the Lonely Mountain. It should have misty kind of vibes. No, not Brock kind of vibes. Is that a joke? That's kind of joke adjacent, I would suggest. Don't know who Jason is, but oh god, someone take me away. Just get me out of here. There we go. Thank you very much. Right, so let's try to set this tour up. I can't quite remember how these work, but it should work in theory. If I was I would be an attraction. Jungle River Cruise. So I kind of want it to let's put it there, and we're gonna need to so we're gonna go like this down here. It's gonna get a little funky, but that's okay. I'm a funky person. I really want it to feel like it's going around the entire town, so that when it's been running for a while, there are boats just absolutely blimmin' everywhere. It's a shame you can't do like straight lines though. Let me think about this. Wrap around the tree. Yeah, okay, let's go this way. Up that. I'm trying to avoid Grand Theft Autoing my way into the buildings, but it's easier said than done. Around the tree. Back out this way. Should make that noise. I used to sit in my in maths in particular for some reason, and I used to go all the time because I was just obnoxious, and it just became such a habit. I didn't even realize I was doing it, and then everyone hated me. It doesn't really matter what it looks like over here. Connected. Bam. No path to other buildings. That's not cool beans. What do you mean? There you go. Okay. Yeah, there it is. Right. So maybe it's not the most appropriate boat in the world, but we now will have boats. Yeah, it doesn't let me ride. Sometimes it lets me ride, and sometimes it doesn't. I want vehicles. Lots of vehicles, I think. And there it is, moving through the mist. I think that's pretty good. You know what? I had this idea before I even started the video. You know, I knew I wanted to use these buildings to make a town. I thought that was the only way this was going to work. And it's worked out way better than I thought it would. The only other thing I want to throw on is another one of these. I like these ones with the big tree. These are treetop lodges. I think they... Although we don't really have anything like that in the town, I think it's appropriate in a way. It feels thematically appropriate. So I'm going to use some of these budget treetop lodges like so. Just going to grab hold of that and sink it down. Okay. Okay, very cool. So we'll do a little bit more on this. I think some lights. Let's have a little look. Let's just have a little look. What lights do we have? Do we have anything that feels a little bit? Yeah, I mean, we need ones that feel a little bit. I mean, I was hoping for like a hanging lantern, which feels optimistic. I'm not gonna lie. These have a kind of. I don't know. I wanted ones in the buildings, which, yeah, it does feel probably optimistic. Well, let's say, like, you would have boarding areas, right? You've got places where you get from the water onto the buildings. Now, it's not necessarily land, but that's what these little bits can be, these sort of forced bits of land. That is where you hop off your boat and you go and see Jimmy, right? So you would have a light. So what is the best light we have? Is it the planter? Is that crazy? It is crazy, yeah. Is it this little lagoon light? That's not bad. Ooh, that was fancy. I think it's because usually it's under the water, so it makes like a little splash. What's going on here? What's this nonsense? We are going to build ourselves a mountain. We're going to go high slope, high intensity, and boop. The Lonely Mountain. It's beautiful. Alright, so let's I just want to get... Is that too much? That might be a bit too much. We've got to work within the scope of where we are, you know what I mean? Let me just hop down here. I think that's okay. That's probably... Oh, wait, no. Actually, before we do any of this, I'm being silly. So, we actually need an animal in this exhibit, of course. So we're going to use a Thanatosdrakon. We're only going to have one. Smaug stands alone. Maybe I could throw some... Maybe we could throw the Microceratus in. Or something else as a dwarf. We could add the dwarfs. Anyways, before we build the mountain, we need to use Cryogenics Fantastic mods yet again. We need the Invisible Aviary. Which is hopefully truly invisible. It's truly invisible. So this is going to keep our Thanatosdrakon nice and contained. So we're just going to cover this area in the aviary as best we can. Just got to find the hole. Okay, that took a bit of work, but I think I've ended up with something I'm pretty happy with, actually. Got some nice undulations, got a nice shape. It's absolutely gigantic, as you can see. Really dominates the town, which is very much what I think it should do. It's also dominating the aviary, but that's not a bad thing. I've got in my head this image, which is very optimistic, but that you look up at the Lonely Mountain and you see our Thanatosdrakon circling the peak over and over again. Like I say, maybe a little bit optimistic. I'm going to bring the water forward a little bit as well. I'm going to do some trees. I'm going to do more there, just because we can't have that kind of snowy stone effect that we really want. We are, of course, going to cover it in stone. Is that the stone I want? Or is this one? Yeah, that's better, I think. Nice rough texture on there. Rough. No, cut that out of the video. Not including that. It's a slightly more, I guess, woodlandy sort of take on the mountain. You know, it's got more trees and stuff. Yeah, I have to go in, and it's hard sometimes to get rid of all the nonsense. I want the proper mountainous bits to be mountainous. I don't want them to be tree covered. And we'll go intense on the trees, and at the base, we'll have a nice bushy base is what we're going to have. A nice bushy biscuit base. Like so. I'm going to bring that around to there as well. We'll say that's also Mirkwood. Mirkwood's everywhere. If in doubt, it's Mirkwood. Da, 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 da. Sorry. Right. Now, I don't know if this is going to work. That definitely doesn't work. Maybe this is better, actually. If we throw some sand on there, is this going to look like a snowy? It's maybe a bit too yellow, isn't it? If it was just a little bit whiter, we'd have been okay. Now, that out of context, it's not a sentence I particularly enjoy, but it's just a little bit too yellow. I still think it's probably better to have the sand than to not have the sand. I think it's probably an improvement. It's still a very very sharp mountain. This it's hard to find areas. I'm just trying to put sand. I'm trying to put snow, not sand. I'm trying to put snow in areas where it feels logical for there to be snow, but that's quite a difficult thing to find on this mountain. I think it looks okay considering the limitations we're dealing with here. So I had a thought about how to do this. What I want to do is, this is where we're going to build the entrance to the mountain, right? This is where the dwarves go in and do their dwarvy things, where Smaug goes in and does his Smaugy things. Oh, maybe that's better. Oh, that could be better, actually. I mean, I like the stone there, as is. But I think using that is like an epic walkway up into the mountain is, I think that's cooler, actually. Yeah, so that's our new entrance. And also, this kind of looks like a tunnel at the top, right? Actually, to make that even more tunnely, which is the official terminology, I'm going to line these up. I'm going to line these up. There we go. And what we can do here, be very cheeky, is grab that. We're going to move it behind. Okay, we're going to use Clever Move instead because it makes life easier. Although you have to do this. We're going to line this up behind this one. And because of the angles at play, yeah, we can just do that. So it looks like the tunnel carries on into the mountain. Yeah, I like that. That's cool. Okay, cool. Let's obviously it doesn't look like it should, but it's we're working with what we got. We're working with what we got. So, do we have anything else in that same building set that might feel oh, maybe I want to throw in then guys. Alright, I think we need to move this hotel. I suspect, so that's the issue. One of them has turned around somehow. I don't know what they're doing. Some of them are in the trees. Some of this is a logjam that I suspect is not going away anytime soon. Right, okay, so let's see what else we can throw in here to help out here. Let me have a little peek. I was also thinking, like, maybe using the Rex skeletons and stuff that we've got. Because there's kind of these dwarven guardians hewn out of stone that stand guard outside of the mountain. Now, again, I don't really know why, but for some reason there are no dwarven guards hewn out of stone in Jurassic World Evolution 2 by default. It's shocking, I know, but that is the case. Big tree. No, but oh, so this one better maybe. No, I think that's. I don't think that's as appropriate. Just trying to see if there's anything else that would be helpful in the area. Like this kind of thing, put those like, yeah, I mean, they're pretty appropriate. Use the faces. I mean, anything else is grabbing me for this. The boat makes no sense. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so I'm thinking. Oh wait, we don't have a Thanatos, but we can have the Quetzal and pretend it's a Thanatos. And that'll be our guardians at the base of the mountain, right? I mean, I'm pretty happy with it. It's not. I feel bad. Like the last build took like 2.5 hours. This one's taken an hour. It's not. It's just, it doesn't matter. You know, things take the length of time they take. But I feel like I should be doing more. But I don't know what else to do. We need a Thanatos. So let's grab one of these. You are so small. And we're looking. Oh, some cool skins. There is a red one though. That's brown. Is there a red one? Yeah, there we go. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. Yeah, there you go. Off you go, buddy. That's. We need to name it, of course. Smaug. There's Smaug living his best life. So there's one last thing we need to do, and that is the lights. So let's go into decos. Let's go to lights. Let's go to edit light colors. It's going to swap us to nighttime. Lovely stuff. Now, in theory, should have done this before. However, I didn't. So, we're going to pick a nice color. I'm thinking like a slightly burnt orange, like that. I don't know how you actually pick it, if I'm totally honest. Create swatch. There we go. Made a swatch. We're just going to do this. It's a shame that... Oh, that was all lit up anyway. We're just going to do this and turn these all into something that slightly more resembles a torch. I wonder if I can turn off the lights in the town. I'm not sure I want to, but we'll find out in a second. But they're kind of ruining the impact of my torches. I think at night it really works. At night I don't care that there's no snow because you don't really notice it anyway. I think it looks really cool at night actually. I'm surprised by how much it looks like Lake Town and the mountain. I'm a little shocked at how well that's come out. Where's that little bit of land I just saw? I hate it. I need to kill it. How are you? Where is she? And there's one more thing I want to do with the lighting, which I think is a pretty fun little idea. What's this? What's all this about? What's all this? Not a world where it's going to let me kill this. Not a world. Nope. Okay, never mind. Right, yes, I'm pretty happy with that. Now, I had a thought. So, Smaug lives in the mountain. Oh god, this is going to be tricky. Smaug lives in the mountain, and he's hoarding the wealth, right? And that's kind of what they go in for in The Hobbit, and then Thorim goes all bonkers. So what I'm thinking is... if I plop these down... Where are these going? Right. I'm gonna put down a few lights, like so. Okay. We're just gonna change the color on these quickly, and the idea, hopefully, is to give the impression that the opening to the mountain is kind of glowing because it's the gold inside that's glowing. Now that doesn't necessarily make sense, but shush. See, I think it's quite a nice colour though. I'm gonna make that a little bit more yellow. And then you want to fade it out a little for gold, I think you want to end up like there, maybe. Maybe more like there. Yeah, like gold coins, right? Okay. So now we need to grab all of these. It's just easier to do it like this. Or at least I think it is. Probably isn't. And then we can do this. We can shovel them up, shuffle them across. And in daytime it's going to look really weird, but at nighttime it should maybe look pretty cool. So they look, at the moment, they look like a gaggle of nuns gathered for the morning. That's okay. Okay, so I kind of don't want you to... I want these to be quite far. How far back does this tunnel go, for a start? Right, so they need to be about there. And I don't really want you to see the concrete, so they need to be like that. I think most of those are in the mountain. Yeah, they are. Okay, let's go like there. Okay. Yeah, oh, you know what? Fantastic. It's not... Yeah, no, that's great, actually. I'm really happy with how that looks. You're not allowed to see it from here, because that loses it, but from a distance... Just the gold of the mountain enticing you in. I think that's great. Not to, like, big myself up or anything, but I do think that's really effective. Can I... Let me just try this. If I deactivate you... Right. Now, I think what we need to... Okay, right. Let's just make it nighttime, because this is going to be a pitter otherwise. We just make it night. I think having some of these deactivated is a good idea. I'm kind of just going to tab a few times to do it. Just so there's less... I want the torches to feel more important than they do. So like every other one at the moment will just kind of deactivate or something like that. I think the lights look okay because at the end of the day there's people roaming around. You know, they've got flashlight. Well, they don't flashlight. They've got torches. People have campfires. You know, there's buildings that have their lights. The town shouldn't be plummeted into darkness, but it's just a little bit too bright at the moment for my liking. So I'm going to deactivate about half the buildings in the game. This is bonkers bright. There might be too many. I did not know how bright I'd made this. I started off quite sporadic with the lampposts, and then the further I got, the crazier it got. I'm just going to take some of these out. Yeah, that's better. Because you don't need excessive lights, because we've got the... Yeah, there you go, folks. So that is the Lonely Mountain. And the... Lake Town. There you go. Lake Town with the boats, as you can see, navigating around betwixt the houses. I think it looks great. I'm really chuffed with how it turned out. It is definitely a nighttime build, it must be said, because of the colours of the mountain, but in that context, I think it works, especially showing that little glimmer of light there at the entrance to the mountain. Right, well, I mean, the Thanatosdrakon has no intention at all of hanging out, frankly. It's over here. Again, it just wants to sit on the side, you know? It saw the pterosaur. It's like, Mama? So let's go hang out. Hey, stop. Come here. Do that in the appropriate location, which is here, okay? I'm gonna take you. Oh, no, wait, no. B. We're going all the way to the top here, buddy. There he is. There's Smaug circling the peak of the lonely mountain. Back down to the town. Can we see him from over here? Yeah, you can just about see him up there at the top. I think he might be stuck there now, but that's probably okay, actually. That's probably where he should be. So feel free to, again, leave more suggestions down below. This was a direct suggestion. The most upvoted, the most upvoted comment in the last video was Thanatosdrakon. I would love to do something for Microceratus and Stegosaurus, but they are harder to work with, I would suggest. So we'll see on that one. But, you know, if you've got any ideas at all, let me know. We can definitely try for something with Alien. Not really sure how, but we can try. And there were a few other pretty cool suggestions in there as well, so I'm down for new ones. But throw me a like if you enjoyed the video, you know, let me know down below what you think in the comment section, and I will see you it just makes me happy. I will see you lovely folks very, very soon. Thank you so much for joining me. Cheers, much love as always. Bye bye.
Road.